Hey Stonebridge, welcome to Timberwolf TV, where we make lemonade out of lemons. Now, man, do I have a lot of news for you today. I am super excited and hoping I don't have to restart the camera a million times. So first, I have to tell you, my office smells delicious, but you're gonna have to wait to find out why. Also, in the news, if you were to look in my office, if I were to turn the camera, which I'm not going to, you would see papers spread out everywhere because I am currently working on putting students into classes AM, PM for hybrid, and the Champions kids, we're getting them set. So that is what we're working on right now so we can get that information to you as soon as possible. I am going to tell you, our number one priority is keeping siblings together to have the same time, and we will even work with the middle schools on that. But I can promise you that everybody did not get what they requested. We did our very best, but a majority of people chose or wanted the AM, and we just simply can't fit everybody into AM. So we have done our best, and we will be getting that to you as soon as we can. We're still working on some classes, so I wanted to give you the update on that. What else do we have in the news? Oh, our library is open and many of you are taking advantage of that. We are so excited. Mrs. Keynes is like over the moon. She loves seeing you coming to get books. Remember, Tuesday through Thursday, it's open from 8 to 2. So please come get some books, check them out, and do some reading. Yay! Next item. So please don't forget to come get your movie night in. There's candy in here and there's a red box free thing. So I'm going to tell you, my family has started the tradition of having Saturday night movie night. And what makes it so special, first of all, we all love being together, watching a movie together, but they get candy. It's a special night where I let them have candy. I don't ever let them have candy. So they're talking about movie night every day of the week. So try it out. It's super fun. And then send us a picture of your family watching movie night and tag Stone Ridge Strong, and we might do some sort of drawing for everybody who does that. Pick them up on Fridays or in the Stone Ridge shop. Also, we're working on some new gear, some Stone Ridge gear, and we're just in the ordering process. We're going to have that available for you at the pop-ups that are on Fridays when we have curriculum pickup, and also on the stoneridgeshop.com. So what else do I have for you? Oh, 2 dine-ins coming. Students, are you listening? This is not very nice of me. I'm going to acknowledge that. But on October 7th, Chipotle is having a dine-in or dine-out. So what that means is you pick up your dinner to go, you take it home and eat, and Stone Ridge gets a little bit back from what you buy. So listen, October 7th, you're hungry for dinner at Chipotle. Okay? And then also, October 12th is Big Spoon Yogurt. So I actually took one of my friends there. His name's Toto, and there's a video coming of us going to Big Spoon. So wait for that. That's the 12th, okay? That video is coming. Alrighty, so news is done. It must be time for shout outs. I have some pretty exciting news about shout outs. Last week, I challenged you to see who could get more. Could we have more shout outs to staff or more shout outs to students? Well, you wanna know? The winner is, it's so great how this worked out. We have 12 staff shout outs and 13 student shout outs. That is an incredible number. I have piles and piles of shout outs. I'm going to read them now. But you know what I love best about that is it was so close and the students won. I like it that when the students win. You ready? So here we go. Hang tight. I'm going to do staff shout outs first, and I'm going to really do my best job reading them for you. So the first one is a teacher shout out for Mrs. Franco, who's a great teacher. She really cares about her students and how they feel. She doesn't give us busy work, and she does fun writing classes. Great job, Mrs. Franco. And that's from Keely Hilton, who also had a funny idea. She said we should do a singing challenge. I think that's a terrible idea. Stay tuned for more info on that later, because she can actually sing. I've heard her. Mrs. Brooks cannot. Okay, next one. This is from Nora. And Nora, actually, a couple students, Keely did too, they wrote to me from their own student Gmail, which is incredible. I'm so proud of you for doing that. So she said, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Cerruti on Timberwolf TV because she took extra time to make a video for me when I was absent, and she was being so nice to everyone and doing her job. Thank you, from Nora. This one is from Armand's family. I just want to give a big shout out to Miss Cerruti. First, I'd like to say that she's a fantastic addition to Stone Ridge team. Agreed. She handles things like glitchy internet connections during Zoom so calm and always has a smile during time of new learning of technology and distance learning. It's like she's done this for a while. She's always praising the students, and that feels good. You know, she's watching facial expressions and body language and provides brain breaks during lessons. She responds to parents' emails quickly, praises students, and Armand loves being in a small group with Miss Cerruti. And he says she is nice and helps us with our problems. So thank you for taking the time to share that. A couple more for teachers. The McIntyre family wants to give a shout out to Miss Katie or Miss Peterson. She's our new speech teacher, and she has been doing an amazing job helping students with speech on Zoom. I also agree on that one. Mrs. Wallace, another shout out for you. It's been hard trying to keep the kids focused, but she does an amazing job every day of working with them. And Kendall and Boston Robertson would like to give a big shout out to Mrs. Keynes and say thank you for opening the library and having such a great selection of books for them to use. We love the Stone Ridge Library. Thank you for that. Okay, guys, I have breaking news. So I record these videos on my phone, and as I was recording, I saw I got an email with more shout outs. So I had to stop and print it out and see who it's for. And do you know what? It's 3 shout outs for staff. What does that do to our numbers? The staff. So you, as families, win the prize for most shout outs for staff. That's awesome. I'm so excited. So this one just came in, like I said, hot off the presses. And this family first thanks me for doing Timberwolf TV, and a few of you have done that. And I just want to say that I hope you're enjoying it. And please let me know what I can do to change it. I love hearing that. They also want to give a shout out to Louisa and Shelly in the front office and everybody else that's helping with materials pickup. And I can't agree with that more. I always feel bad if I'm stuck in a meeting on Fridays and I can't deliver the stuff, but they have been working so hard on Fridays to get you your materials. And the next one goes out to Mrs. Wright. I can't express how grateful we are for that she is our teacher. She welcomed Gia into her class with loving arms and ignited a love for reading and writing in her. She has supported Gia's love for reading in such a short period of time. Gia has progressed tremendously. Gia loves Mrs. Wright so much and looks forward to joining the Zoom calls every day.
Hi, Mrs. Brooks. This is Gia Pease. I would like to give a shout out to my teacher, Mrs. Wright. And Mrs. Wright is such a kind teacher. She takes her time and she helps me understand things. But also, she helped me feel like I'm already in school, and every morning when I wake up, I always want to go to school because of Mrs. Wright. Mrs. Wright make me feel so welcome in this school, and it feels like I already know her. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Mrs. Brooks to Mrs. Wright because she's such a good teacher, and she helps kids understand themselves, and she's one of the best first grade teachers in the world.
Last is for Mrs. Wright in 5th grade. Thank you for making Zahara's class fun and engaging. Mrs. Wright has created a safe and fun environment, yet full of knowledge for the kids. Zahara says she loves Mrs. Wright's teaching style and that it's helped ignite her love for math and enhanced her love for reading. So that's the Diaz family, and thank you for doing that. That was fun to jump on those and get those.
Hi, Mrs. Brooks. It's Zahara from 5th grade. I wanted to give a shout out to Mrs. Wright, a great 5th grade teacher. Mrs. Wright is such a good teacher because, first of all, she's engaging to the whole class and she cares about each one of us. And she's sending this calm vibe along all of us, even through our computers. Mrs. Wright has been teaching me math in a way that is engaging. It's also fun, but it's also making me love math even more than I already did. She's also a great reader and literature arts teacher and language arts teacher because her style of teaching us reading and language arts is engaging, but most of all, it's fun for people like me who love reading. She's read to us so many books that I, as a reader, probably haven't read, and it's just so much fun. But she is such a great teacher, and she's made me feel so welcome at this school because I'm a new student here, and I feel like I already know her, even though we've only met each other during social distancing. Bye!
Okay, so I have one more teacher shout out and then a bunch of student shout outs. So listen up. The next teacher or staff shout out is actually from Mrs. Simmons. So Mrs. Simmons wants to give a shout out to Miss McMullen, Mrs. Lucero, Mrs. Oxenham, and Miss Cerruti for being wonderful teammates. We all work together and work hard. We can depend on each other and are such a great support for one another. A special shout out to Mrs. Oxenham for teaching 2nd and 3rd grade. She is working double hard. Thank you, 2nd grade team, for being you. I appreciate you and I am thankful, actually. And I want to say thank you to Allie for taking the time to thank your team here on Timberwolf TV. You are an awesome team that works together very well. Okay, now it's time for kid shout outs. You ready? Are you listening? Is your name going to be on here? Let's see. I have a bunch. So first, Miss Simmons wants to give a shout out to her whole class. You're coming to Zoom calls every day. You're working hard, participating, reading out loud over the screen, sharing your thoughts, and being patient. You are a great class, and I'm lucky to be your teacher. Keep up the great work, Room 13. I'm very proud of you. Then for Mrs. Wright in 5th grade, a shout out to Nura Puriste. She has been very active in her learning and taking responsibility for her learning too. She emails me when she has questions or needs clarification. You are doing great, Nura. I love hearing that. Mrs. Nelson in kindergarten wants to give kudos to everyone in her class for showing up each day, both during your morning Zoom and your small group reading Zoom. She is so proud of every one of you. A shout out to some individual students in Mrs. Nelson's class. Blakely, thank you for participating during our small group reading. So proud of you. Mia Victoria, thank you for your excitement during our Zoom meetings. I'm so proud of you. And Naya, I am so proud of you for participating this week in both our class Zoom and our small group reading Zoom. And Ronaldo, thank you for staying focused and participating in our small group reading Zoom. I'm so proud of you. So awesome to hear. And one more, this is exciting. Our PE teacher, Mrs. Rizzuto, wanted to give some shout outs to students here. That was so great. So the first one, these students are in Miss Cerruti's class, and it's for Nora and Anaya. In Miss McMullen's class, for Jawad and Marcus Lai, and in Franco, Maddie Bennett and Sarah Bernard. These students come prepared to do all of their PE activities on live Zoom and complete all of their PE Otis assignments. So don't forget that after you do the live, there's more assignments there for you in the afternoon, okay? Wow, that was fun. You should see all of these shout outs I have on my desk. I am so excited. Let's see if we can do that again next week. Oh, shout outs are over. What does that mean? That means it is challenge time. So we have 2 challenges this week, and I went a little bit outside the box on my end, so I'm hoping you enjoy that. So the first one is from Liam, and he baked one of my family favorite cakes. And Liam, I can tell that you like to cook. My son loves to cook too, and I make sure I give him the opportunity to do that as often as possible. So why don't you see how I did when I cooked the cake?
Hi, Mrs. Brooks. It's me, Liam. I'm going to bake a cake. Oatmeal. Now I'm going to put it in my oiled pan. I preheated my oven and at 350. And I'm going to put this in it. Now it has to bake for 30 minutes. Abracadabra, and then it's done. Mrs. Brooks, I challenge you to make a cake.
Hey Stonebridge, here I am with the cooking challenge, and I thought of a different way we should have done this challenge. I'm here in the Stonebridge kitchen. Did you know, let me see if I can show you, that we actually have a kitchen for the teachers here at Stonebridge. My challenge should have been for me to make something with whatever's available in the Stonebridge kitchen. Now that would have been a challenge, but I am making a cake like Liam. So let me show you the ingredients first. Whoops, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll see the end product. So I got a slightly different cake. I have my water, I have my oil, I have my bowl, and I have my eggs in the fridge. I'm gonna grab those and put those in here. So stay tuned as it progresses. Okay, here's my beautiful cake batter. And I'm gonna pour it in my well-greased pan. There you have it in the pan. Now let's put it in the oven. And we'll check it out after. Here it is. Here's my cake, Liam. And this is why it smells so good in my office right now. Thanks for the challenge. And now you know why it smells so darn good in my office, because I cooked it right here at school. The next one is from Vivian Liu, and when I got this challenge, I was so excited. So what she made is something called pannkuchen, and she makes it every weekend for her family, which first of all I think is amazing. But it's also known as Dutch babies, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that before. My family, growing up, every holiday we made a big old batch of Dutch babies, and that's what we would have for breakfast. So I couldn't believe that she challenged me to do this. Now, because I'm trying to add some new dimension to Timberwolf TV, and my mom, who has my kids right now, who makes Dutch babies all the time, I said, "Mom, do you want to be in Timberwolf TV?" And she said, "Yes, but then if you watch the video, my son wanted to make it." So her name is Grandma Fancy Nancy, and she is not in the video, she's taking it, but my son is making it. And I'm glad he did, because now he knows how to do it when he comes home, and he's gonna do it for me. So take a look and see. And Vivian, I hope it's okay that I asked for a little help from my mom to make this. Enjoy.
Principal Books. Every weekend I make pannkuchen for my family. I challenge you to pannkuchen.
Good morning. Today we're going to make some Dutch babies. This is Jojo. He's going to help us out. First thing you do is you melt the butter in the pan. You just put our cube of butter in the glass container and put it in the microwave. Pour the milk in the blender. Okay, now we're going to measure our flour. Okay, the next step is to pour it from the blender into the bowl where we have the melted butter. Now we're going to bake it in the oven for 20 minutes. Time to take it out of the oven. Carefully. Everything's really hot. See how nice and puffed up it is? Put it on the counter.
Okay, those were great challenges. That was a lot of fun. There's one more coming. I just don't have time to do it before the video would go out Friday. So my family is going to be pretty excited about dinner this upcoming week, and I'll be sure to share that video on actually next week, because I don't know if I'll do it before Sunday. So now we need to decide what is the challenge for next week. And I mentioned Keely's singing challenge. We're going to talk about that later. I'm going to put that off as long as I can. But I had a different suggestion for this week that I think is pretty cool. So it's a poetry challenge, and I'm going to give you 2 different types of poems that you can submit, one or the other. So one is haiku, and you can look these up to get more explanation on them. But haiku is a poem that goes 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and then 5 syllables in the bottom line. Those of you learning about syllables, it's a good practice for you. Like the word pancake, you guys have, like kindergartners, you know how to do this. Pancake, that's 2 syllables. So you have to get 5 syllables in the first, 7, and then 5. The other kind of poem that I'm going to challenge you to write, you can choose either or, is called an acrostic poem. And my son loves these. Every time he has, like Father's Day, Mother's Day, birthday, he takes the person's name, you write it down, and then for each letter in that word, you come up with a word that describes them. So I'm going to ask you to do it with Stone Ridge or Timberwolf, okay? So I'll give you an example on the first couple. So if you chose Stone Ridge, you would find a word that you think of when you think of Stone Ridge that starts with S. I might say super, right? And then you have T, terrific. You can get more creative, but that's what you do, okay? And also look that up if you need more information. So I think that's all I have today. That was a lot. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Friday edition. Have the best weekend of Timberwolf TV, where we make lemonade out of lemons.